Today in this video we are going to discuss the elimination reactions. The elimination reactions are one of the important reactions in organic chemistry. For better understanding, please watch this video till the end without skipping. There are three types of elimination reaction. One is alpha elimination, beta elimination and gamma elimination. The beta elimination are classified into E1 elimination, E2 elimination, E1CB elimination. Let's start. In elimination reactions, two atoms or groups are lost from a single molecule without being substituted by other atoms or groups, resulting in the formation of double or triple, or in other words multiple bonds are formed. For example, this is a substrate reacting with alcoholic KOH, which is a base, and the double bond is formed, and the KCl and water are the byproducts. Alpha elimination: when two group atoms are lost from the same carbon atom from the molecule, it is called alpha elimination. This is a substrate. Here the chlorine and also the hydrogen are eliminated while we are reacting with a base. Here the chlorine is also eliminated, hydrogen is also eliminated from a single carbon atom. Hence it is called alpha elimination. Beta elimination: when two groups or atoms lost from the two adjacent carbon atoms of the molecule, then it is called beta elimination. This is a substrate. We are reacting with sodium ethoxide, which is a base. It abstracts the proton and the double bond is formed between two adjacent carbon atoms, resulting in the formation of double bond. Gamma elimination: when two groups or atoms are lost from two different carbon atoms separated by one another atom of the molecule. The elimination reaction is called gamma elimination. Here the three-membered ring is formed. Beta elimination is the most common elimination reaction rather than alpha and gamma reactions. Beta elimination are classified into E1 elimination, E2 elimination, E1CB elimination. E2 elimination. E2 elimination takes place in a concerted one-step reaction. It takes place in a one-step reaction. A strong base is required for E2 reaction. Here the strong base abstracts the proton. The leaving group leaves simultaneously in the single step. Here no intermediates are involved. It's a bimolecular reaction. So it's written as E2, that is both substrate and the base or nucleophile. Nucleophile or base participate in the single step. Here the base abstracts the beta hydrogen. This is a beta hydrogen, this is alpha and this is beta. Here the base abstracts this beta hydrogen and this bond migrates over this carbon-carbon single bond and the leaving group eliminates, thus forming double bond between alpha and beta carbon. This is alpha and this is beta. Use of bulky base. The substrate is prone to substitution. A bulky base can minimize the amount of substitution. If you use bulky base, the substrate goes elimination rather than substitution, even if the substrate is prone to substitution. Large alkyl groups on bulky base hinder its approach to attack of carbon atom. If you use bulky base, it will hinder the approach of carbon atom, which is substitution will be prevented. It can easily be abstract the proton. Elimination reaction is formed by abstracting the proton if we use bulky base. Some of the bulky strong bases commonly used for elimination are tertiary butoxide ion, diisopropylamine, triethylamine and 2,6-dimethylpyridine are some of the bulky strong bases which is useful for E2 reactions. The dehydrohalogenation of bromocyclohexane is an example for E2 reaction. The use of a bulky base for elimination reaction. Bromocyclohexane can undergo both substitution and also elimination. While using bulky base such as triethylamine, two times triethylamine we use, it is one of the bulky, so it acts as a strong base to abstract a proton. This is a base triethylamine. It will abstract this proton, and this bond migrates over here, and this bromine leaves, resulting in the formation of cyclohexene, and the byproduct is formed. Formation of the Hofmann product. Here we are going to discuss Hofmann product, and another one is Zaitsev product. Hofmann product is a less substitutor, and Zaitsev is more substitutor. Bulky bases can also accomplish dehydrohalogenations that do not follow the Zaitsev rule. Steric hindrance often prevents a bulky base. The steric hindrance prevents a bulky base from the abstracting the proton that leads to the most substituted alkene. If you use bulky base, there will be a steric hindrance, so the most substituted alkene will be prevented. In cases it abstracts the less hindered proton, and often one that leads to the formation of least substituted product. The least substituted product is called Hofmann product. In E2 mechanism, if we use a bulky base, the Hofmann product, which is least substituted, is formed. Examples of E2 elimination. This is a substrate. We are reacting this substrate with strong base, which is DBN. We'll abstract the proton here, and this bond will migrate over here, and this bromine will eliminate, forming this product. This is a substrate. We are reacting with triethylamine, which is a strong base, a bulky base. It will abstract a proton from here, and this will migrate over here, and the leaving group will eliminate, resulting in the formation of this product. Stereospecificity of E2 reactions. E2 is stereospecific because it normally undergoes through an anti and coplanar transition state. This is a substrate. We are converting this Pfister projection into wedge projection. We are rotating this. Here the proton and the leaving group are in anti-coplanar transition state. If the base abstracts this proton and this bond migrates over here, and the bromine eliminates only if the leaving group and the hydrogen. Here this is a leaving group bromine, and this is a beta hydrogen. These are in dihedral angle 180 degree. They are exactly opposite. This is called the anti-coplanar transition state. The base abstracts this proton, and this double bond is formed over here, and the bromine eliminates, resulting in the formation of cis product. Here the two phenyls are in cis. E2 reactions in cyclohexane systems. This is a cyclohexane which is in chair form. The chair form is more stable. Here the 4 equatorial positions and 4 axial positions are there. Here we are converting this into Newman projection. There are 2 trans diaxial positions. This one and this one are trans diaxial, and this are trans diaxial, which is an opposite sides. These are in equatorial. E2 elimination can take place only in the chair form if the proton and the leaving group trans diaxial rearrangement. This is a bromocyclohexane. We are reacting this with a strong base. The strong base abstracts this proton, and this bond will migrate over here, and the bromine eliminates, resulting in the formation of cyclohexene. This is a bromocyclohexane. Here bromine and hydrogen are in equatorial position. Through ring flipping, The bromine and hydrogen are in axial position, which is trans diaxial positions. Here the bromine, which is a leaving group, and beta hydrogen are in axial position. While the base is abstracting the proton, the bond migrates over here and the bromine eliminates. Examples for anti-elimination. In cyclic compounds like 4-tertiary butyl cyclohexyl tosylate, following the results are obtained. Here the tosylate, which is a good leaving group, is in the axial position, and the beta hydrogen is also in axial position, which means trans diaxial position is favored geometry for E2 elimination. Here the base abstracts this proton and the bond migrates over here, and the tosylate, which is a leaving group, eliminates here, resulting in 4-tertiary butyl cyclohexene. This is a question. Deuterium kinetic isotope effect for the following reaction was found to be 4. Based on this information, the mechanism of the reaction is. Here we see that strong base is there. KOH is a strong base. We find that it is a E2 reaction. The rate determining step is the abstraction of proton here. So the option C, which is E1CB, is the correct answer. E1 elimination. In E1 elimination, the first step is the generation of carbocation intermediate. Subsequently, the hydrogen is abstracted by the base. After forming the carbocation, the hydrogen is abstracted by the base. Only one of the substrate is involved in the reaction. So it is called E1 reaction. One of the substrate involved in rate determining step. Hence, it is a unimolecular reaction, E1 elimination reaction. This is a tertiary butyl chloride. We react with ethanol water. Formation of the double bond is occurred here. We see the mechanism in the next slide. In the step 1, the chlorine is removed, forming the carbocation, which is tertiary carbocation, which is more stable. The order of carbocation stability is tertiary is more stable than secondary. Secondary is more stable than primary. In the step 2, the base abstracts this proton over here, and this bond migrates here, and formation of double bond is occurred here. Here the attack of water or solvent molecule on the beta hydrogen. Here this is a beta hydrogen, and the subsequent movement of electron pair, this movement of electron pair to the developing of carbon-carbon double bond is formed. Formation of carbocation is slower process as compared to the reaction between reactive carbocation and a base. Hence, carbocation formation is the rate determining step in the E1 reaction. Ideal conditions for E1 mechanism are highly substituted carbon atom for the carbocation center, such as tertiary carbon atom. Here the use of polar solvents is the ideal condition for E1 mechanism. E1CB elimination. It is a two-step base-induced beta elimination. In this, the base first abstracts the beta hydrogen, giving rise to a carbanion, not a carbocation. Gives to carbanion or conjugate base of the substrate, which the leaving group depends subsequently to form the product. In the same reaction, the leaving group also eliminates to form the product. Usually follows second order kinetics, but it is designated as E1CB to indicate that departure of leaving group is from the initially formed conjugate base. The leaving group is eliminated from the earlier formed the conjugated base, so it is denoted as E1CB elimination. In the step 1, the base abstracts this proton and this bond migrates over here, forming the carbanion. Here the attack of base on beta hydrogen. This is alpha carbon, this is beta carbon, and this is beta hydrogen. Beta hydrogen leaves without its carbon electron pair. This one leave, and this electron pair will migrate over here, forming the carbanion. The electron pair then move towards the new carbon-carbon double bond generated. Here the carbon-carbon single bond is there, and this anion will move here, forming carbon-carbon double bond, giving rise to a alkene. This reaction requires substrate which contain groups that can stabilize carbanions. This reaction requires substrate. It should stabilize the carbanion. That is, presence of electron withdrawing group will stabilize the carbanion. Here this is a substrate. We are adding base. This base subtracts this hydrogen and the carbanion is generated at this carbon. This is the first step, and the second step, this carbanion moves over here, forming the double bond, leaving the fluorine. Additional details on E1CB: depending upon the nature, the rate determining step, there are different ways by which reaction can proceed. First, carbanion. This carbanion may return to the starting material faster than the product. Step 1 is reversible. And step 2 is slow. It is designated as E1CBr. Product formation is faster. So in some cases, the product formation, which is the second step, is faster compared to return of proton is to carbanion. Step 2 is irreversible. This is the step 2. In some cases, it is irreversible. And step 1 is slow. It is designated as E1CB1. Carbanion goes slowly to produce to product formation as it is very stable. Carbanion goes slowly to product because it is very stable. Step 1 is rapid and irreversible. This step 1 is rapid, which means fast, and it is irreversible. It is designated as E1 anion. Here this is a substrate. We are adding a base. This will abstract this proton, and this bond will migrate over here, forming the negative charge in the nitrogen, and this will move over here, resulting to the formation of this double bond, and this double bond will move over here, and the leaving group eliminates, resulting to the formation of this product. While rearranging, this double bond may shift to this carbon. The mechanism involved in the following conversion is, this is a question given. Here the base piperidine. The piperidine will abstract the proton here. This is more acidic, and the base will abstract here, and this carbanion is more stable due to resonance, and this carbanion will migrate over here, and this will go here, and leaving the leaving group eliminated. This carbanion more stable due to resonance. While doing E1CB, this bond will go here, forming the double bond over here. This is the product. Hence the reaction is E1CB elimination. This is also one of the examples of E1CB elimination. Here the base subtracts this proton, forming the negative charge, and the negative charge is more stable due to resonance, so the leaving group will be eliminated here, forming this product. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please like this video, share to your friends and family, and subscribe to this channel. Click the bell icon to get notified whenever I post a video. Have a good day.